In the western part of the Netherlands, Dunea supplies delicious and reliable drinking water for over 1.3 million inhabitants. The dunes play a role of importance in the purification. This is a unique process that is not applied anywhere else in the world. The balance between groundwater and nature is vulnerable and demands our permanent attention. In history, this has been proven on numerous occasions. Hundreds of years of precipitation filtering through the sand has created a large reservoir of fresh water under the dunes. This reservoir of fresh groundwater floats on the underlying salt water and consists of a shallow and a deep part. The separation between these parts is caused by peat and clay layers. Because of their resistive characteristics, these peat and clay layers form a natural protection of the fresh groundwater reserves. Originally, the dune system contained dune slacks, small lakes, and dune-specific vegetation and animals. The recovery of dune water started in 1874. This was done by digging a canal through which fresh water naturally flowed to the pumping station for the water treatment. The population increased. In order to match the growing demand for drinking water, the canal was deepened even further. This caused the fresh water table to drop and the brackish water level to rise as the drinking water demand surpassed the natural replenishment from precipitation. Dune valleys dried out and the natural environment changed. In the 1930s, the maximum excavation depth of the canal was reached. Drains offered a solution and could be placed at greater depths to secure the abstraction of fresh water. The peat layer had to be pierced. The consequences of this action were a lowering of the fresh water table and a further deterioration of the dune valleys. It also caused the brackish water level to rise even further. The availability of fresh water became less and less. In order to match the peak demand, deep wells were drilled at the deepest part of the freshwater reservoir. In spite of the deep wells, brackish water was still abstracted in the drain. Brackish water is undrinkable and could not be purified in those days. The situation became critical. The drought caused vegetation and animals to vanish. Since 1955, Dunea transports purified river water to the dune area where natural dune lakes have formed. The water slowly seeps down into the soil and replenishes the freshwater reservoir. The shallow part was filled rapidly. Because of this, the shallow wells between the peat and clay layer were able to match the still increasing demand for drinking water of the 70s. It became less necessary to use the deep wells, which caused the brackish water level to be pushed down. The dune slacks and the related vegetation and animals returned. Since the beginning of the century, the artificial recharge with high-quality purified surface water resulted in a new balance between ecological values and groundwater management. Nature is of excellent quality, and the deep part of the freshwater reservoir is our strategic groundwater stock. In case of disasters, we can supply our customers for months with reliable drinking water. Water extraction and nature form a perfect balance, and we like to maintain this for the future.